Get on up in there.
And all I really need to expose is the rectal area. And then I'm going to have all this ready so that, and I'm not going to use that. I'm going to put this down for my patient, right? And I'm going to tell them, okay, you're going to feel a little uncomfortable for a bit. I'm going to insert this. Anybody know how far?
Just to the end of the blue. Exactly. One inch. There.
A couple of inches, okay? You need to get it past the sphincter because that's going to make them feel like they've got to push it out, right? Mm-hmm. You don't want it in so far, though. If you feel pressure in there, don't keep pushing. It could be a number of things. It could be a mass. It could be stool. When you pull it out and you have stool on the end of this, you can just about bet that they're impacted. Okay? So I take this, and I'm going to insert this. I really don't want to do that with that on there, though.
What do we do if they are impacted?
Oh, you're removing.
If they're impacted,
lubricant.
you're probably going to have to. I'm going to remove my lubricant just because I don't want it in this dummy. Mannequin.
He has rights.
How far did you say you put it out? About 5 inches?
I put it in a couple of inches.
No, that's my fault.
Okay. Past the sphincter. I may have to raise the cheek, the buttocks, to be able to insert this. I would insert this into the rectal area. And then what I'm going to do, you know what I forgot first?
What?
Before I put that in there and open this up, I have to put fluid in this. Right?
So you don't shoot air up there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right.
Should we have cleaned the rectal area also? We
If
turned
it
the
needs
video
to.
off right here. You made a mistake.
So let me pull over.
Start over. You're going
I didn't tell you to start over every
The
time.
end of it?
Yeah.
Huh?
What can we do?
Really put it down to the end of it first before you put it in?
Do what?
She's
You
doing
let it
that.
go
Yes.
down the tube first?
And then you
you
reclamp it, it'll stay in the tube.
Okay.
It'll stay. Now it stays. I've clamped it again. The thing about putting this in and in telling them I'm going to insert it and that they're going to feel some pressure, and when the fluid goes in, they're going to feel some pressure when I unclamp this. Please remind me when you start cramping, and I will stop the flow. I personally like to, this will run very rapidly, so I like to have a hold of it so that I can clamp it with my hand. And then barely open it to let the fluid in. To keep them from cramping. The cramping becomes severe sometimes. So if you're adjusting this off and on, they can take more fluid because their first reaction is when you let them get a big cramp, they want to say, I can't take anymore. Take some nice big deep breaths in and out and continue to get them just a little more fluid slowly, okay, until you can get in as much as you can. Then you clamp this off.
Why don't we keep something on there to control the rate, the drip rate, like
Oh,
you do with
like what?
how fast it comes in, like
There,
you do
this
with
is the
our-
only clamp.
That's-
That's it. That's all it comes with.
And how do you know how
This
much
is
it can
clamp.
take? If they say I'm cramping and it hurts, stop.
The cramping,
At what
you
point
stop.
do
I stop.
No, but I mean, you try to take deep breaths and keep going.
I want them to take a little more fluid, and I tell them, let me stop it now. I just instruct them.
But at what
to-
point do you, I mean, if they're going to take 500, is it okay?
If I see that it's going to continually run out,
Okay, that's what
then I
need
have
know.
to stop
Okay,
it.
that's what I need to know, if it runs out or if it.
But generally, if you can clamp this and give them a little time to have a couple of big breaths to get the cramping subsided, they're able to take more than even they think they can take. All right, that's been my experience. So I take this out, and now I have to put this in something, right? I've clamped. So, or I can put this back on. And now I would put them on the pan and do this and put them back over. Okay. And then I take care of this and ask them, I roll the head of the bed up now so that they're more in a sitting position and that they're on the pan, and I give them a little time while I take this and clean this up. all right?
Is the bedpan gonna hold everything that comes out plus
It
1,000
depends,
mils?
it depends upon the patient. It may or may not, and you'll have to watch it to see. For the purpose of this video, yes, it will.
Now, are you gonna clean that up, or are you just gonna dispose of it?
Oh, no, I'm going to clean it up because if it says enemas till clear,
Oh, okay, okay,
this is still can be used for this person.
okay.
I will take it into their bathroom and clean it up and wipe it off and put some more fluid in here in case I need to give it again, okay?
And how much time usually do you wait in between?
I just make sure that they're able to evacuate the bowel enough that they feel that they've emptied
And then you would do it again?
and then do it again.
How long do you want them to hold it?
I like them to hold it 15, 20 minutes if they can. The same with the pleats, I'd like at least 30.
Is that like
You ever
going to
tried
the
doing
back
that?
to the bathroom and you have to hold it for 30 minutes?
Not that I can remember.
5 minutes is all I can ever hold
Okay,
it.
no pun intended, this may sound a little anal, but why would you put the blue cap on
Back
there,
on
go
here.
clean it up, and then put the blue cap back on?
Wash the blue
You can
cap
do it
out.
either way. You can wash the blue cap, it's theirs. Okay. You're not going to use this for anyone else. But at the same time, Renee, if there's a lot of stool on here, then you wouldn't necessarily put that blue cap on. Keep it in your paper and take it into the restroom, clean it up, and then put your blue cap back on. Okay? Is that more sensible to you? Okay. Either way. But I do know people that I haven't gotten a lot back on, that they've already given them many laxatives trying to get them cleared out, like for a colonoscopy or something, and this is the last part of it. But because they've been so constipated and they haven't been able to tell, remember, they will want you to describe it. So if there is any stool in the solution that you get back, they need to know.
Okay, so you said,
Don't just say, well, it's clear. Well, do you mean the little pieces of stool that's still in it? Yes. I mean, the little pieces of stool that's still in it. I still need to know
but you
that.
said 3, but at Research Belton, this may be telling on them, I know somebody who had 17 done for colonoscopy.
Okay, I can tell you that that's unusual to give that many. I've seen 6. Then they take them back and give them more laxatives generally because
Well,
it's
because
still
the
pretty
label was
high.
prescribed and everything, but there was nothing.
Okay,
came out.
but generally they become very fatigued. You have to be very cautious that you're not running into cardiac problems with them. And generally, if you give them a little time and get them cleared well enough, you have less problem. That I don't know that I've ever seen 17. I've seen quite a few. Because usually by the time you reach that point, the person needs rest and then maybe some oral laxatives and then go back and try it again by the time it moves down that intestinal tract. Does that make sense to everybody?